Greetings, class, and welcome to Horror 101. Tonight, like always, I am your humble guide and teacher, Professor Macabro. Tonight, class, I have a very special surprise for you all, for we will talk about a classic in cinema, Dracula. Like I mentioned before when I talked about the novel, which is the seminal vampire novel, Dracula was adapted into films, many films actually. The first film that was adapted from the novel was Nosferatu, a silent film. Unfortunately, this film had encountered problems when the widow of Bram Stoker claimed a copyright dispute. Because of this, the movie had to suffer certain changes. The most notorious one is that the vampire in the film could not be called Count Dracula, so they changed his name to Count Olaf. However, the widow won the legal dispute, and the majority of the prints for Nosferatu were destroyed. For a long time, it was thought to be a lost film until internationally prints appeared, so now everyone can enjoy that movie. Unfortunately, since it's a silent film, not a lot of people might enjoy it, but you can still watch it on DVD, and I think it got a Blu-ray release. Now, way back when, kids, before internet or movies, the only way that people can entertain themselves was with a good book or by going to the theater. It was in the theater where Bram Stoker's novel was adapted, and people finally got to see a live-action Dracula. In one of these theater runs, a Hungarian actor went to take part in the role of Dracula, and he gave him a very interesting interpretation. Bela Lugosi was this actor, and he didn't know English that well. His lines were learned phonetically. He practiced his lines, went out, and gave his performance. When Universal decided to make a proper film adaptation after acquiring the rights, they decided to make a film, and Bela Lugosi, having successfully portrayed the Count in the theater, was like, I have experience, I can do it. He auditioned, and he got the role, giving way to Dracula. Bela Lugosi's interpretation of the Count, to this day, is still embedded into people's imagination when they think of Dracula. Being European, Bela Lugosi gave the Count an air of sophistication, and because of the way that he learned his lines and the English language, he also gave the Count this accent that, like I said, still survives to this day when someone thinks of Dracula. I bid you welcome was the phrase that he gave his visitor when entering the castle. Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make. Yes, Bela Lugosi gave the Count a very unique air to him. In the book, Dracula is old and decrepit, but Lugosi's Dracula was sophisticated. He was hypnotic, even to the people that visit him or saw him on film. You could almost imagine Dracula walking the streets of London, casually talking to someone, hypnotizing them with his eyes and his sophisticated way of talking before he would drain your blood away. Dracula was Bela Lugosi's crowning achievement, but also an anchor in his career. While Bela Lugosi did star in a number of Universal films, he could never quite get the Count off his back. He starred once again as the Count in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and he also played vampires in Return of the Vampire and if you want to consider it that way, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Like I said, Bela Lugosi's interpretation of the Count is so integrated into the character that in all other future interpretations, he was always European and always talk in this very particular slow manner. Dracula is without a doubt a classic in vampire films. While there have been other interpretations later on in Dracula, this one is the original one. Being a black and white film, it might be seen boring to other people, but I assure you, it is not. It is very creepy, atmospheric, and like I said, the portrayal of Dracula by Bela Lugosi alone makes it worth your time. Being one of the first talking horror films, you could see some imperfections in it, but honestly, all the elements that I mentioned before will make you forget whatever technical imperfections you might see in the film. Dracula, with Bela Lugosi, gets an A++. Like I said, a classic in vampire film and a historical piece in filming history. Watch it, enjoy it, and find yourself seduced by the couch.